Hey, Paul, are you there? I was just wondering if you're already on your way from work. I'm really sorry to ask, but do you think you could drive me to the doctor's? I've been feeling sick since this morning.
And you need to see a doctor for that? Just lie down and rest. I'm tired from being at work all day.
It's not just that. I've had a fever and it's been high all day. It's been over 100 degrees for a while now. I don't think it's just the cold or anything like that.
You've been having a fever of over 100 degrees all day?
Pretty much, yeah. That's why I'd like you to take me to the doctor. After all, your mom doesn't have her license, so you're the only one that I can ask.
I don't believe this. Have you considered just walking there by yourself? Better leave now if you want to make it.
Wait, what? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke?
You know that our daughter Linda is going to be coming home soon to have her kid, which is due next month, don't you? What are you going to do if you get our pregnant daughter sick with whatever you have?
I really don't think we need to be worrying about that, but I'm more than happy to stay in our room while she's here until I'm better. And it's really so difficult. And if it's really so difficult for you, then maybe I'll just call a cab and have them take me. Although you might have to order something out for dinner since I won't be making any.
Are you kidding me? So you feel a little sick, and now not only are you skipping out on cooking dinner, but you're going to take an expensive cab to the doctor? Do you think that we're made out of money or something? If you want to see the doctor, you can walk.
How can you say that to your own wife, Paul?
You're barely even that with how useless you are. Do you know that? Besides, you should be willing to do this for your daughter, don't you think? Or are you trying to get her and our future grandchild sick or something? You're old enough that you should know how to take care of yourself.
I will have you know that I do my best to take care of myself. Thank you very much. But the other day, I went out to go buy some things that Linda was asking us to get before she arrives. It was raining quite a bit, and I think that's what I got sick from in the first place.
But you don't actually know that for a fact at all, do you? You have no idea why you're actually sick, and you're just looking for excuses.
Do you even remember the weather yesterday? It was practically a storm, and I still went out to get things for our daughter. In fact, you were the one trying to push me out of the house to do it. I said that I think I should wait until the storm passes, and you called me selfish for not wanting to go and buy things. So quite frankly, I think you have some responsibility where this is concerned too.
Oh, of course you would try to blame everyone but yourself for this. But it's your immune system that was so weak that it got sick. And if you think that I'm going to tolerate a sick wife under the same roof as my pregnant daughter, you got another thing coming. I don't even want you staying in the house until you're all cured of this.
Are you kidding me? You mean you don't even want me at home while I'm sick? Just where am I supposed to even go?
I don't know why you think that's my problem. You can go and live under a bridge for all I care.
I don't even know what to say to this right now. I tell you that I've had a high fever all day, and you tell me to go sleep outside until I feel better? I thought that you would have been worried about me, Paul.
You can go live under a bridge for all I care. The only one that I'm worried about here is our pregnant daughter, thank you very much. I mean, don't you pity her now that the father has run away and left her all alone? Now she only has her new man to be there for her.
Paul, you do realize that the father of Linda's baby left because she cheated on him with the man that she's with now, right? I know she is our daughter, but she set herself up for that to happen.
How can you say that about your own innocent daughter? This is just the fever talking. You don't actually know what you're saying at all, do you?
Do you really think that I'm delusional? Do you really think that I'm delusional right now?
Yes, and that means that it's getting worse. The sickness is spreading throughout your body, and you have to get out of the house right now. If anything happens to our daughter, I'll never forgive you. Do you understand me? You're nothing but a walking disease now.
You know that you're going to regret this, right?
Just shut up and do as your husband is telling you to do already. In fact, I'd be just fine if you never came back. Do you understand me?
Okay then, have things your way. I'm going to go to the doctor, and then I'm never ever going to come back here again.
Alexa, are you there? Were you able to make it home okay after the doctor's?
I'm sorry, but I don't think I have this number saved in my phone. Who am I speaking to right now?
You don't have my number saved? It's me, Sophie from high school, remember? You and I used to be on track team together.
Sophie? Is that really you? Oh my gosh, I don't think we've spoken since graduation. How are you doing?
You mean that you finally remember me? Honestly, I have to say that I'm kind of shocked since we just ran into each other at the doctor's office.
We did? I'm sorry, but I really don't have any recollection of that at all.
Yeah, I've actually been working at the hospital since last summer as a nurse. I was the one who put your IV in you. Do you really not remember?
Oh my, I really am sorry for not noticing. I think my fever was acting up quite badly, and well, I really don't remember a lot of what happened after I checked into the hospital, to be perfectly honest.
Well, yeah, your fever was really bad. I was surprised that you were even standing by the time that you made it. All the other nurses were quite worried about you. Even after we put the IV into you, you still weren't looking so hot, and then you said that nobody was coming to get you, and you were going home all by yourself. So anyways, I was just curious if you made it back to your house at all in one piece.
Oh, I see. Well, the truth is that I actually didn't go back to my house. In fact, I'm thinking about divorcing from my husband right now.
Hold on a second. You're thinking of divorcing your husband, and that's why you're not going home? Doesn't he know how high your fever was?
Well, I'm actually living at my husband's parents' house right now, and his sister, my sister-in-law, is going to come and stay with us until she gives birth. Everyone at home is very sick over my sister-in-law's health, and since I had a fever, my husband told me he didn't even want me under the same roof as her.
You're kidding me! That's just horrible!
I agree, but as horrible as it is, it's also how he usually treats me anyways. Ever since we got married, it's like he's a completely different man. He's always bossing me around, and he's so cruel. And anyways, I just think that I'm finally at my breaking point with him.
I see. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, but you're going through all of that. But what are you going to do right now? I mean, with your fever and no home to go to, are you going to be okay? Do you have a place to stay in mind already?
I was going to just stay in a coffee shop for tonight, actually. As a housewife, I don't really have much in terms of my own savings, and my husband doesn't let me have any cards in my wallet, so I only have cash in my wallet.
But then, what are you going to do, Alexa? If you don't have a place to stay, then I insist that you stay with me. I'll give you a ride and everything.
I couldn't do something like that. I really will be fine. Thank you for worrying about me, though.
You're not fine, and if you don't have anywhere else, I insist, as an old friend, that you stay with me.
But I'm still sick with a high fever. I would hate to impose on you and your family.
It's just me, so you wouldn't be imposing on anyone at all. I actually also just recently divorced my husband and have been living on my own ever since.
Wait a second, you mean that you're divorced?
That's right. My story is actually pretty similar to yours in terms of husband changing into a tyrant after the wedding. He was always accusing me of spending all of his money until one day I couldn't stand it anymore and I told him I wanted a divorce.
I see. I'm so sorry to hear that. I had no idea.
It's fine. I say all that to let you know that I understand that you have a place to stay. Tell me when and where you are and I'll go pick you up.
Thank you so much. I really just don't know what else to say.
You don't need to say anything. You don't need to say anything. I had friends there for me when I ended my marriage. And the best thing I learned was to not let others go through this alone.
You have no idea how much you're helping me right now. Thank you so much, Sophie. I'm actually still just waiting at the bus stop in front of the hospital right now, though.
Well, you come into the lobby, and when I clock out, I'll find you and take you to my place. Okay?
Hey, Alexa. Surely you're not still sick, right? When are you finally coming back here? The laundry and dishes and all kinds of things are starting to pile up here.
And just why should any of that concern me at all? Are you incapable of taking care of all those yourself?
Excuse me? Just who do you think you were taking that kind of tone with? Did that fever mess with your head or something?
Actually, I think it's the opposite. Thanks to that fever, I was able to see who you really are. And now that I'm fully recovered, I can say that I'm taking with full clarity that I'm not going to be listening to you ever again.
Do you really think that you can talk to me like this just because you've been out of the house for the past month? You should be apologizing to all of us over here. I told you that I didn't want you home if you were sick. But if you're not sick, then you should be here already.
Are you kidding me? You were the one who kicked me out, and you told me you didn't care if I ever came back, remember? I was only giving you what you wanted. Why in the world would I apologize to you or any of your family?
I only wanted you out of the house while you were sick. But now my sister is here, and we need someone to take care of the house more than ever. So, when are you finally going to get back here and get back to work, huh?
I remember very clearly that you told me you didn't care if I ever came back home, Paul. And in the whole month that I've been gone from home, you haven't checked in on me once to see how I was doing.
What is even the point of this stupid conversation? Just hurry up and come home already. Linda's already given birth and we have our hands full taking care of the baby. You need to get back here and start taking care of everything right now, do you understand?
I already told you the answer is no. I am not going back to that house just so that I can be pushed around by you and your family.
I don't know what's happened this past month to make you think you can talk to me like this, but I don't like it. If you don't come home now, if you don't come back home, then I'll divorce you.
That's just fine with me. In fact, I sent you my signed divorce paperwork so that we can call and make it official.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Are you telling me that you want a divorce?
That's right. So once you get the papers, sign them and take them to the city hall.
Now, hold on just a second. Now, hold on just 1 second here. I mean, are you serious about this?
Of course I am. I can't stand giving another chance in this house with you, and I'm sick of it. You insult me, you boss me around, you don't care about me when I'm sick.
But, I mean, you're a housewife. Your job is just to do as your husband says, right? I mean, you don't even have a job or contribute money to the family.
And that means that you can treat me like I'm some sort of maid? You have no idea how hard I work keeping the house running. You said to yourself that you need me there.
And you think that means that you and I are equals? Do you realize how much you owe me?
I could say the exact same to you about all that I've done around the house. I mean, who do you think is that cooks all the meals that you eat? Who do you think washes all the clothes and the dishes?
Do you really think that wasn't included in the whole being a housewife thing? Of course you do all of those. But just because you know what your jobs are and you do them doesn't mean that we're contributing the same to the house. Do you get it?
You've never once thanked me for anything that I've done around the house at all. I've actually been wanting to do this for some time now.
Okay. Let's just settle down and not get carried away here. I mean, if you divorced me, then how would you manage to provide for yourself? You don't have savings and you don't have any work experience.
Thank you so much for your concern, Paul, but I'm going to be just fine. Don't you worry. After all, I will be living on the money from the lawsuit for a while.
Lawsuit? What lawsuit? What in the world are you talking about now?
No, not just the lawsuit, Paul. We're going to split our assets, and then I'm going to sue you for emotional distress and take a little more than that away. So, we can either do this the hard way, or you can just write me a check and save all the trouble.
Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? You really think that you're going to get a cent out of me? I won't pay you a single penny, got it?
Well, I suppose we'll just have to see what the judge thinks of all the proof that I've gathered. But my lawyer seems to think that we have a pretty alright case and doesn't seem to concern at all.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that you've already hired a lawyer for this? But, I mean, you really are serious about this, aren't you? But how can you afford a lawyer with no money?
If you must know, I had a friend lend me some money. They were also there for me while I was sick. I've talked to this friend, and she convinced me that leaving you is the right move for me.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You can't do this. You're nothing. You won't be able to survive without me. Don't you realize that? But fine. If you want to play this little game, then let's do it. If it's money you're after, that's fine. I make plenty.
Well, okay then. Look forward to hearing from my lawyer. I'm sure that we have much more to talk about with you. I'm sure we have much more to talk about than you even know. It didn't take long before my lawyer reached out to Paul to begin the divorce process. Meanwhile, Sophie, who was in charge of ordering medical supplies from her hospital, knew that Paul worked for a medical supply company that he regularly sold to her hospital. She talked with the hospital administrator about the kind of person Paul was, and that the administrator called Paul's company to demand a different representative, or else they'd take their business elsewhere. Paul had managed to keep much of his family life a secret around his office, but this raised questions, and soon rumors were flying around his work. In the end, his bosses and coworkers learned all the things about Paul, some true and some fake. They ultimately saw him given an official demotion into the boiler room. Although he isn't making any less money, his career was essentially stopped in its track and put on hold indefinitely. After that, I was able to get in a rather nice payout from him through the divorce process, and one that he was much less eager to hand out in light of recent happenings at work. I really didn't care what happened to Paul or his family after that, but I was satisfied to get what I deserve after going through all this. I paid Sophie back for all the support she had shown me and began working a few part-time jobs while I established myself a newly single woman. I don't know what's going to happen to me from here on out, but I do know that I'm better off surrounding myself with people that actually care about me than those who don't.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.